This is Ron Anders with the Mayor's Minute for our December 7th Auburn City Council meeting. We began during the Committee of the Whole last night by making 2 appointments to our Cemetery Advisory Board. City Council reappointed Ms. Gwen Reed, who had served 1 full term, to her 2nd term, and then the City Council appointed Shannon Walden to a full term. Patrick Kennelly had served 1 full term and had decided not to seek a 2nd term, and we thank Patrick for his service to Auburn. And we thank Gwen and Shannon for their willingness to be a part of the Cemetery Board and look forward to working with them. Also, during the Committee of the Whole, I asked the City Council and the City Manager to include a couple of topics for our next work session, which will be scheduled on December the 16th. Normally, the City Council gets together on Thursdays before our City Council meetings on Tuesdays, and we work through the agenda. But on the 16th, I've asked the City Council to allow us to have a work session and a Q&A on a couple of different topics. One of those is the old Samford residential development that is going to be on the December 21st agenda. This is a pretty sizable residential development in the northwest part of Auburn, and certainly want the City Council to have an opportunity to understand the development and ask the pertinent questions to help them prepare for a decision. In addition, I've asked the City Council to set aside some time that we can talk about the impending project that will be occurring at the Auburn University Regional Airport. The FAA has mandated that the airport build a safety zone for the airplanes that are flying in and out of this airport, and to do that, it will impact the Indian Pines Golf Course. So there's a lot to this project, to this potential project, and I have been working on this personally with Mayor Gary Fuller and members of the airport staff for a while now, and it's now time to inform the council and the community what exactly is going on. So we'll take those 2 topics up as well as prepare for our City Council meeting on the 21st of December. I also asked the City Manager and the City Council to inquire of the Parks and Rec Advisory Board to update our plans for capital projects in the future. We set aside some priorities about 5 years ago, but as we approach 2022, it's my intuition that what is a priority 5 years ago might not be a priority today as our community has grown. And so I just want to reevaluate what those projects are as we head into our biannual budget decisions this coming summer. So we've asked the Parks and Rec Advisory Board to give us some ideas, prepare a report for us, and we hope that by the end of February and March we'll be able to receive that, and that will allow us to make some decisions and to include our public in that as we move forward into the budget season of 2022. So that includes the Committee of the Whole. As we went into the Auburn City, the regular agenda last night, we recognized our Employees of the Month, being the first meeting of the month, and our Employee of the Month of December is Clorinda Jones from our Human Resource Office. And I've got a memo here from Kristen Reeder, our Human Resources Director, I'd like to read you a portion of. Clorinda consistently demonstrates a high level of professional excellence and passion for developing our employees. She understands that without innovative, high-performing employees, our organization would not be successful, and she embraces her role in providing the training and the development for this purpose. So thank you, Clorinda, for doing a great job for the city and doing a great job for our employees here at the City of Auburn, and congratulations to being the December City of Auburn Employee of the Month. We also recognized a number of employees with service awards. Mr. John Delaney from Inspection Services, 5 years. Dwayne Geis from Police Division, 5 years. Nikki Swinson, Police Division, 5 years. Jeff Lee from Parks and Rec, 10 years. Sherelle Velez White from Environmental Services, 15 years. Tangi Floyd from Parks and Rec, 20 years. Tiffany Dawn Scott from Parks and Rec, 20 years. And then we had 2 retirees, Linda Gibbons from Water Resource Management and Michael Marshall from Public Works. Good luck and congratulations on retiring, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. And thank you to all of our employees who do a great job for us, and we appreciate everything that you do, and we're proud to recognize you last night. As we got into our regular agenda, we have a board announcement for the Board of Zoning and Adjustment. We have 2 vacancies on the BZA. Those terms begin January 21st, 2022 and end January 20th, 2025. We'll make those appointments at the January 4th meeting. As I always say, if this is something you're interested in, please go to the city's website. Inform yourself as to when this board meets, what are some of the decisions they make. If you know some of the people who have served on the BZA, please give them a call and ask them about their time of service. The BZA is a critical component in making development decisions and project decisions in our community, and we really are looking for some dedicated members of the City of Auburn to work with us on the BZA. So if you're interested, please look into that. Make sure you fill out your application, and we'll consider your application on January the 4th. In the consent agenda last night, the City Council designated March the 14th, 2022 through April the 9th of 2022 Trash Amnesty 2022. If you have items that are over 5 cubic yards, this would be the time for you to put those in front of your house, and we will not ask you to pay extra for that service. So remember, March the 14th through April the 9th, Trash Amnesty time. Tax abatements, the City Council approved 2 continuations of tax abatements, one for GE Aviation, one for WPM Holdings. This has everything to do with COVID and the projects and the work and the capital investment not being completed because of the times we've been living in. The City Council has approved a number of these over the last few months that are totally impacted by what we have been living through for the last couple of years with COVID. Under contracts and agreements, the City Council approved matching funds for an upcoming project that the City of Auburn will be conducting with the Alabama Department of Transportation. This project is South College Street, improvements on South College Street, Samford Avenue, Gay Street, and Reese Avenue. There will be new intersections that will be built. There will be new sidewalks that will be built, new streetscapes, new crosswalks. There'll be drainage improvements, widening of streets, traffic signals. It's a very comprehensive project. The total value of the project is over $6 million. The city's matching will be over $3 million for this. This is going to be a significant project that's going to create a lot of disturbance in our community because it's going to impact a lot of people who drive in and out of this area on a daily basis. We're doing this project to try to make it more efficient and safe for all of us to get through our day, because there is plenty of traffic that goes back and forth between Auburn University and to our neighborhoods. We've got a couple of major school campuses on Samford Avenue that creates traffic in this area as well. Just know that we're going to get this project done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. We will try to alert you as to when there might potentially be closures in this area, but we did finally approve the matching funds last night. If you got any questions on this, please don't hesitate to call my office or call the city office, and we can help get those questions answered for you. There's a nice map that was included in our council packet last night that really describes the project in detail. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. The City Council approved a contract with Harris Security Systems for new security cameras at the H.C. Morgan Water Pollution Control Facility. City Council approved a 3-year contract for time and attendance software with Kronos Incorporated. The City Council approved the purchase of 2 cab and chassis for our Environmental Services Department, and the City Council approved the purchase of a new fire truck for Fire Station number 3. Once again, all the details of those purchases and that information is on the city's website in the packet information that we had for City Council meeting last night. Under ordinances last night, the City Council approved text amendments for our zoning ordinance. This was approved unanimously by the Planning Commission. There was unanimous consent was denied at the last meeting to allow the community more time to look into this. We've been able to answer all the questions, and so the City Council approved this unanimously last night. Cleanup is really a great way to describe this. If you have any questions as you look through this, please don't hesitate to reach out to the city staff and let us know what those are, and we'll get those answered. And finally, in ordinances last night, the City Council approved a franchise agreement with the Zayo Group. This allows the Zayo Group to use the public right-of-way to install, build, maintain, and operate a telecommunications system in the City of Auburn. Again, all this information is included in our packet. In addition, there was a long discussion last night during citizens' communications about redistricting. We heard from at least, I believe, 10 citizens regarding this topic last night. The City Council is scheduled to consider redistricting at the December 21st Auburn City Council meeting. We heard from a number of citizens that have asked us to reconsider different boundaries in our community. Remember that the City Council had its first work session on redistricting on November the 10th. The city manager and city staff, along with consultants, put together a map that they followed a criteria that is set by the federal government to divide Auburn up into 8 even wards, evenly populated wards. And so we have done that. We have had a couple of public hearings, and we are taking questions that we are receiving online as well. We'll continue to look at what the some of the members of the community were asking us to evaluate as we move towards December 21st, and we'll continue to have discussions about redistricting. It's important that you understand that we have to have a plan in place by the end of January. It has to be in place 6 months ahead of the next election, which is August the 23rd. If we do not have a plan in place, then we will have to conduct the next election based on today's wards, which are very uneven and unbalanced. So the City Council will dig in and do the best we can, and we're determined to make sure that we've got a plan and a map and new wards created by the end of January so that we can move forward with our next municipal election this summer. If you have any questions on any of that, please don't hesitate to ask anybody on the City Council or ask the city staff. This is Ron Anders with the Mayor's Minutes. Have a great week.